So one of the sisters, is going to respond to someone on TikTok because, they take an issue with brothers fooling with women of other communities. Let's review it.
Someone says black women do need to separate. Black men are benefiting from white supremacy. Why do you think black men are dating outside of their races? Because it's beneficial to them.
How's black men benefiting from white supremacy? I'm trying to figure that one out because white supremacy in the way it runs has nothing to do with benefiting us. It's benefiting them.
Not because they're benefiting off of white supremacy, but they're going to more feminine women who allows them to be a man.
Yeah, that conversation definitely has to be had more often. Is that when you acting like a freaking man, you're going to turn a man off because some women out here act so manly. They get in a relationship with you like, man, it's like I'm being in a relationship with another freaking man. I'm not LGBT. I want my opposite, a very, very feminine woman that walk in that and show that.
Again, black women at a high rate are yelling and constantly beating down our men how much we don't need them. We just have to let our men know that they can leave at any second because we can financially take care of ourselves.
And when you keep telling a man that you don't need him, well, you think he's going to stay? Why would he stay? Listen, no man need to be told, I don't need you. I can take care of myself. The first time you keep saying over and over, I don't need you, within in a man's mind should be, well, if you don't need me, that means you don't respect the relationship. You're going to cheat on me. You're going to do whatever. Because remember, you don't need me because you can do things on your own like a freaking man.
So when we treat our men like that, they go and find a different type of woman that will allow him to be a man in her life. They're not dating outside of their race because they want to get white supremacy over black women. They're running from the black woman, and that's a shame.
Okay, so she says they're running from. It's not even the black woman themselves. They're just running from the mentality, the masculine mentality that some, not all, have. Because most of these brothers, as we clearly know, date and marry black women. Okay? But they do not want to deal with the masculinity of some of them. Because they can meet a sister that's very feminine and he'll be okay with that.
It's a crime shame. Because it's more than one black man. This black man that ain't even the type of black man that would just pick a woman outside the race that are just considering it because it's a high level of black women acting unruly, loud, and destructive. It's the thing now for black women. The media feed us these loud and obnoxious ghetto women to imitate, and we go right behind them and imitate them.
Yeah, it is the media feeding it, the love and hip hop. That acting like that, which is totally not classy, uncouth women. Then all the makeup, the wigs, the lashes, you're not even looking nowhere near presentable to be a man's choice or a man's wife. You just don't. And you do have some brothers that are like, man, I love black women. I really do. But man, it's like what are the ones that I can get to act like a freaking woman? This is why some men get their passports and travel, because they realize they still want to be with black women, but there are women in the Caribbean they could be with, right? Who still have traditional family structure. They got women in the African continent they can be with. They got women in Latin America. We talk about black women. We're not talking about what you would call traditional Hispanic, women. We're talking about Afro-Latinas. There we go. They getting with Afro-Latinas in different countries, because they just still want to be with a black woman, because, the propaganda is, well, all, these men are getting with just Latinas and not Afro-Latinas. That's furthest from the truth. There's many Afro-Latinas right here, even in America, some of them getting with, that they may go meet in New York or Miami here and there. They meet some of them if they're here, but they're definitely traveling for them. And in those cultures, like African culture, Caribbean culture, Afro-Latino culture, the traditional family is still there, unlike this, messed up family structure we have here in America.
And then we'll say, we ain't doing it for the man. This is just because it makes me feel happy. And then we look up and they with another race woman and we like white supremacy. No, you refuse to be what the man wants. So he just goes to a woman who will do what it is that he wants. Just like you, if a man won't do it, another man will. Same thing. Black women, if we don't get it together, there will be a woman who will.
Yeah. And let me add to that. If that man is a man who is a successful man, he got options. And he's not going to sit there and tolerate, I don't do it for him. I do it. Like, who you doing it for? Because let me tell you what, all that lashes and all this weave and all that makeup, it's not a bunch of men asking for that. They doing that to compete with other women. They trying to show up other women, because most men that I know don't like all that makeup. They like a natural look. Men don't like all them lashes you're doing. They're not asking you for that. Men not asking you for all them freaking tattoos you're putting all over the place. Men aren't asking for that. Men aren't asking you to be showing all your butt cheeks, in your clothes, walking around with all your breasts showing. Men aren't asking for that. Most men that got a wife, they want their wives classy looking. You could dress fly, but classy. Men don't want their wives looking like a street walker or look like she work at Harlem Nights somewhere.
And it's just the facts. It's just the truth. Black men don't have to stop at the black woman if the black woman refuses to comply. And this is coming from somebody who was once this super pro-black. I was so against interracial relationships. I was such a hardcore Black Panther woman. Now I understand why men start to weigh out their options. Because men got a whole life alone. People, we got whole lives ahead of us. Don't nobody got time to be settling down with some woman who's going to be nagging, arguing, and making him feel invaluable just because she's black.
Ooh, she said a mouthful. Now, she said that she was totally against it at one point in time, but now she says she understands it. Well, I think she came to that realization by just paying attention to the, what's going on with American, woman society, especially in our community, that these men have options now, and they're going to take these options. And what really, a lot of those women that get upset by that, they mad that they possibly couldn't get with these men, because these men in their mind is a higher tier man. That's why these other women seeing in him and want to get at him. That's really what a lot of that is. But these guys today, like you said, you can't shame them. That's not going to work. Shaming don't work. Why should you shame somebody to be with you? No, you're going to have to compete. Yes, you're going to have to compete for the men in your own community because of the melting pot that we live in. Now, if you go to an African country or Caribbean country, even there you had to compete with other black women. So you still got to compete regardless.
Don't nobody got to deal with that. Women, we better start taking our men serious and listening to what they want. These men are talking and they are all in unison. It's not like it's just one man stepped out and complaining. It's men in bulks telling us what they want, and we are rejecting it, thinking they're trying to control us. And we got to let go of that abusive victim mentality and get our man back in our community and love and cherish and honor them, just as we want to be loved, cherished, and honored.
And be honest with you, the majority of the men do not want to go to other communities, because sometimes when you go to other communities, you're dealing with issues that we would never deal with a black woman. You got to deal with possibly if any of those families have any racist views against black people, because even if you with a non-white person, right, a lot of those communities still got anti-black views. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them do. So it's much easier, for a lot of these men to say, well, it's better to get, within the community, right? But at the same time, because of the options, especially the passport option, he can go get a black woman from anywhere throughout the world. He don't have to fool with the American black woman at all. So what your sister is saying here is listen to what men want and follow that. If you want a man. Now, if you want to just compete with women and all of that, do you. Just go ahead on and get you a dog or a cat, and that's going to be your lot in life. That's it. But if you want a man, be feminine, focus on femininity, go to a feminine coach, say, hey, listen, I've been acting like a man for so long. I really don't know how to be feminine. Can you teach me? Can you teach me how I should speak, how I should dress, how I should adorn my makeup? What's the best way to wear my hair where I don't look trashy? You know, I look like I'm wife material. Because the problem is a lot of these women today aren't wife material because they don't even have the look of a wife. No man wants his wife walking around with pink hair. No man wants his wife walking around with all these tattoos all over the place, caked on makeup. No man wants all that. When you want to take you to a Christmas dinner party that could be coming up at his company, do you really want him to take you looking any old kind of way to meet the CEO of the company and things like that? Or he may be getting an award or something at this Christmas party. You're supposed to be looking so nice, so respectful, so classy. That's how you're supposed to be looking. But some of you can't even pull that off because you don't even know how to be a lady. Even if you're trying to wear something classy, it still looks trashy or ratchet because you don't know how to pull it off. So yes, you should go to the feminine coaches. Hell, some of you need to go holler at Miss Danielle DeVita. You see her come on the channel, go holler at her. She could teach y'all about being feminine. You see that she's very feminine and she's a married woman too, right? So go holler at Miss Danielle DeVita. Go ask her for some consultations to help y'all. Cause some of you need it, and be, humble yourself enough to realize that you acting like a man. And you want to make sure you're married and not stuck with a dog or a cat all your life. And a platinum subscription to Adam and Eve. Holler at the sister. She'll help you. You want to book some time with her, but she will help you. Go through her course and anything on her website that she has. Holler at her. Please holler at her. Because some of you, if you don't holler at her, you're going to be by yourself. But y'all let me know what y'all think about what our sister here is saying. It's a cold, hard reality, and it's good that when black women say this instead of men. So, some men, there are some sisters out there who getting it. They are not all of them out here lost. We just got to just eventually, if you see the right one, get with them.